Chapter 2 Soul and the Driftwood. It was difficult for Soul to adjust to her new body. Her center of gravity was off. Her senses, especially her sense of smell, were much sharper to the point that everything was overpowering. And the tail was something that would definitely take some getting used to. They moved through the cave slowly at first, then picked up the pace as Soul became more acclimatized to her new Riolu body. And by acclimatized to her new Riolu body, it meant that she no longer fell flat on her face when she tried to run. That's when they began to run into other Pokemon. The Kabuto, Corsola, Shelder, and Shellos that called the beach cave home did not take kindly to Soul's and Eevee's presence and attacked on sight without warning. Soul was rather surprised at how well Eevee handled these attacks. She fully expected him to freeze up as he had done with Coughing and Zubat, but he jumped right into battle alongside Soul and was actually more effective than she was. Eevee would first whip his tail around and would then tackle the enemy as its attention drifted to his tail. Soul, however, had no idea what she was doing. She would trip over her own feet, overestimate her reach, and underestimate her speed. It quickly became apparent to Soul just how much of a stupid idea this had been. She had been a Riolu for less than 10 minutes, yet willingly ran into a cave filled with hostile Pokemon. Perhaps it would have been a good idea to maybe make sure she even knew how to actually fight first. No going back now, she supposed.
Soul!
Eevee yelled from across the room.
Use your moves! You're a Pokemon now!
And of course, there was her problem. She was trying to fight like a human when she should have been fighting like a Riolu. She experimentally flexed her paws, and sure enough, claws sprouted forth. She darted forth in a quick attack that finished off a Shellos, only to be immediately tackled by a Corsola. Better, but I still don't know how to use my moves. Best to stop thinking so much and rely more on instincts. She jumped forward with another quick attack on the Corsola, followed up with a bite. Ugh, that tastes nasty. With Soul able to fight a bit more competently, the pair progressed more quickly through the cave. The more they fought, the more easily fighting became to Soul. The fog that clouded her mind began to clear, making it easier to think, but she still couldn't remember anything about her past. They made their way to the deepest part of the beach cave. Driftwood littered the sandy floor, and pools of water lined the cavern where walls of stone rose up. Zubat and Coughing were at the far end of the room, facing away from Soul and Eevee.
Hey!
Eevee called out nervously.
Well, if it isn't our old friend, the big chicken.
Coughing snickered. Eevee steeled himself, trying to muster what courage he had.
Give me back what you stole from me. That's my personal treasure. It means everything to me.
What a great way to get back stolen property. Tell the thieves just how valuable it is. There was no way that could go wrong. Soul's thoughts were proven correct when an evil smile spread across the Pokemon's faces.
Treasure, you say? So that thing really is valuable, huh?
Zubat said.
It could be worth more than we'd hoped for, I'd say.
Coughing added.
Who knows? It might get a good price. All the more reason not to give it back.
Eevee started to panic.
You can!
If you want it back that badly, come and get it.
Zubat swooped down to attack Eevee while Coughing advanced on Soul, unleashing a poison gas attack. Soul backpedaled, but couldn't escape the cloud. Her lungs burned and her eyes watered, Coughing rushing forward with a tackle, leaving barely enough time for Soul to brace herself. The force of the move sent her back a few steps, but she was able to endure the hit. She retaliated with a quick attack, but Coughing was able to move back out of her range while unleashing another poison gas attack.
This isn't working,
Soul thought as she endured the hit.
My reach isn't long enough, and he can attack from range. Damn these stubby Pokemon arms.
Soul quickly scanned the room for anything she could use to her advantage. Her eyes landed on a piece of bleached white driftwood that lay between her and coughing. She rushed forward in another quick attack, grabbing the wood in the process. It lengthened her reach enough so that coughing couldn't escape the blow. Wielding the driftwood like a club, she struck again while he was dazed. This was so much easier than using claws and teeth. Why hadn't she thought of it earlier? Faster and faster, the strikes came again and again until coughing slumped to the ground. Sol turned to see how Evie fared. Zubat had him caught in a leech life attack. The cuts and bruises on his skin were healing before her eyes, while simultaneously Evie was growing weaker and weaker. Sol came up behind him and brought down her weapon on its head with a resounding crack. The makeshift club broke in two as Zubat fell to the ground. Sol twirled a piece of broken driftwood in her hand, a cocky grin plastered on her face.
Just goes to show that violence solves everything.